What's up guys, Justin here, back from Money's Funko Pops, and today I have a Funko Shop mail haul. I was surprised by how quick that this got here, so I went ahead and I set up quick just for a quick video, and I thought, I feel like it would be pretty cool to show you guys my entire Scooby Doo set, which I guess kind of spoils what's in this box here, but we're going to go ahead and get into this, and then I'm going to show you guys my entire Scooby Doo set. Without any further ado, let's get into it. So in this box, this is the second Scooby Doo villain that they've done to the Funko Shop. The first one that they did was the glow-in-the-dark Captain Cutler, and then this is the one that went up last Wednesday. I was very surprised by how quick this gets here. I talk about all the time how I'm out here on the East Coast, and Funko Shop, of course, ships from Washington State. So usually it takes like 2 weeks for things to get here. Even my San Diego Comic-Con orders took about 2 weeks, but this guy showed up in 1 week, so I am super excited. Oh, he looks awesome. So we have the Werewolf. Try and get that glare out of there. I'm super stoked to have this guy. When I picked up a lot of the commons from this wave, I noticed that Captain Cutler was number 632 and the commons stopped at 630. So I said to my girlfriend, I was like, there's a 631 missing from this line. It's got to be another villain. And sure enough, Werewolf popped up online, and I was very pleasantly surprised by this. But I don't know, the light green just kind of throws it off. It would have been nice if it was a darker green like on the box art, but either way, I can't complain because I'm really, really happy that I have this now. So as I mentioned, I am going to be going through all my different Scooby-Doo pops, so we might as well go in reverse chronological order. So started with the most recent release, and then we'll get to some of the older ones that I have. So this came out about a month ago, I'm thinking. This is Captain Cutler. This is a glow-in-the-dark Funko Shop exclusive. I love how they have the vines draped over him. I love how his whole body glows in the dark. The little, I guess it's like the port where you look out of. That part doesn't glow in the dark, and if it does, it's not that strong. I can't even tell. So Captain Cutler and Werewolf were actually exclusives from this most recent wave, where we got 4 other villains, a new Shaggy, and a new Scooby. So we have the Spooky Space Kook, we have the Ghost Clown, we have Phantom Shadow, and we have the Witch Doctor, which were the 4 common villains from this most recent wave. Something very recognizable about all of these pops that I have right here is that each of them has a little badge here for the 50th anniversary of Scooby Doo, which is why they are, of course, releasing all of these different villains to pay homage to the 50 years that Scooby Doo has been around. I recently did a haul video on all of these while my girlfriend and I were on vacation in Maine. So if you want to go ahead and check out that video when I picked up all 4 of these commons, I will definitely link that video in the description down below. My least favorite out of all of these is definitely the Ghost Clown. I just really never cared for the Ghost Clown that much. I really didn't care for him. And really the only reason that I got him was to keep my villain set at 100%. So the Spooky Space Kook is also a very cool design. I really wish that they did a glow version of this. I would have rather it been like an FYE or some exclusive somewhere, maybe a Hot Topic exclusive, where you had this common you could pick up anywhere and then an exclusive that you could grab at a retailer. It's a really awesome villain. I love the sculpt on the skull. I love how they did the invisible dome around him as well. Then we get to Phantom Shadow, which is probably tied with Witch Doctor for my favorite, just because of how much I loved these villains growing up. I remember when I was younger, I had these like action figures of all the Scooby Gang, and I had the Creeper, Phantom Shadow, and Witch Doctor, and those are the 3 villains that I always used to play with. So when I saw them announce Phantom Shadow and Witch Doctor for this wave, I was like, oh, I have to get these. I have to add this just because of how much I loved playing with these toys growing up. So now I have a collector's piece of these villains again, which is really, really awesome. I love how they have the shackle on his arm because that is, of course, from the TV show. I think that the design is very simple, and I think that that's all that it needs to be, really. Then we get to my favorite from this wave of most recent Scooby-Doo pops, and that is the Witch Doctor. For some reason, the Witch Doctor just always stuck out to me as my favorite Scooby-Doo villain. So I really do love that they were able to make this into a pop. So these are the 6 villains from the most recent wave of Scooby-Doo figures. But before we got this new updated artwork, we had an older type of Scooby-Doo box, which the initial wave was released as. And these might be the 6 villains that they've released so far, but they did have one from, I think, 3 years ago, which was an Emerald City Comic Con exclusive, shared with FYE, and that is the Creeper. In the changeover from Stashpedia to the Funko app, I lost maybe about 75% of my collection So I had to manually go back in and add every pop in my collection back to the Funko app. So I missed a few. And the Creeper was one that never ended up into the Funko app during the transition. I saw somebody online posting this thing for like $175, and I was like, get out of here. There is no way that this thing is worth that much money. Funko app has him right now at $110, and recent eBay listings have him sold for $145 to $150. The story behind this is that I worked the day that they came out, so I remember tweeting out something, and I was like, hey, if anybody could hook me up with this, I really would appreciate it. And somebody who I didn't follow, I didn't know, messaged me and said, hey, if you cover cost and shipping, I'll send it to you. My FYE had a bunch sitting on the shelves, and I got extremely lucky. I'm so happy that I did, because not only of how awesome it is, but how much it's freaking worth. It's crazy. It's awesome to be able to have a full villain set now, because if I wanted to 100% this set without this, it would be impossible, because there's no way I would drop $200 on this thing. And now, what would be a Scooby Doo set without a couple of Scooby Doos? So the first one I have is the Fugitive Toys. That's not Fugitive Toys. The first Scooby Doo I have is, oh my god. Try this again. The first Scooby Doo that I have is the Gemini Collectibles Flocked Scooby Doo. Gemini upcharges exclusives a bit. I believe that this was $25 shipped. And then last but most certainly not least, I got this guy in a trade a long time ago, back when it was only worth about $50 to $60. I traded my Bullseye Target ad icon for it, and I definitely do not regret this trade at all. What I have here is the 2,500 pieces blue flocked Scooby-Doo. The only way to get these Saturday morning cartoon exclusives was at the con. They did a pop-up booth where they had a bunch of Hanna-Barbera pops there. There was a whole different set of them, and I'm not sure how many there were, but I know that they had the blue, the green, and the pink flocked Scoobies all there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to check out my video, and I'd love to know what you think. Which Scooby-Doo villain is your favorite? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for much more content like this. I do Funko hunts, I do hauls, I do raffles, I do giveaways, I do all sorts of different stuff between here and my Instagram, so feel free to subscribe and follow both of them for way more content just like this. Have a great day, everybody, and thanks for watching.